Welcome back, True Seeker. August 3rd, 2018, it was reported that the rapper C Struggs died. And if you read the story, they say it was in connection to cancer, but I find that highly doubtful in light of what we know about the death of many rappers in the past and the code of murder by numbers. The date of his passing, August 3rd, in the majority of the world, that date's written 3/8, like 38. And a lot of rappers in history have died suspiciously in connection to this number. Tupac Shakur died September 13th, 1996, a date with 38 numerology. Notorious B.I.G. died March 9th, 1997, a date with 38 numerology. There's a long list of rappers who've died in connection to this number, but just three big names: Tupac, Notorious B.I.G., another one, Big Pun. Big Pun died on the 38th day of the year, February 7th. And there's a whole lot more to all three of those men's death, but we're just focusing on the number 38 for right now. The reason this number matters is this. In Gematria, the ancient practice of coding numbers into words, which comes from Kabbalah, rapper equals 38, so does murder, so does killing, so does death, so does RIP. There's a song out there called Murder by Numbers. There's a movie out there called Murder by Numbers, and the movie poster looks just like this. And notice, Murder by Numbers, they changed the E to a 3 and the B to an 8. 3 and 8, the only numbers in the title. And Murder has gematria of 38 as well as 83. August 3rd, the date this rapper died, could be written 3/8 like 38 or 8/3 like 83. But the song Murder by Numbers came out in 1983, emphasis on 83. There's also a song called Gematria, the killing name. Gematria is this practice of coding numbers into words. Gematria 38, English 38, comes from Kabbalah 38. Kabbalah, the book of formation, the key text for Kabbalah. Beginning page, God created the world by merging the letter with the number. This is traditionally a Jewish code. The word Jew, gematria of 38. In the headlines, they mentioned that this rapper had connections to Rick Ross and performed with Rick Ross. So anytime the headlines connect a dead celebrity to another celebrity, I always measure from the one celebrity's birthday to the date of the death. And typically it's connections such as this. Rick Ross turned 42 years old at the beginning of this year. Remember, he had the collapse 33 days after his birthday. Covered that at the beginning of the year. But anyhow, from Rick Ross's 42nd birthday to the death of this rapper, August 3rd, is 187 days later. And 187 is the homicide code, 187. And beyond that, here's what else you need to know. Rick Ross has a song about being a Freemason. Freemasonry is based in Kabbalah, which means Freemasonry is connected to this code of letters and numbers and dates on the calendar. And in the song where Rick Ross is talking about Freemasonry, he's describing the logo, the capital G, the compass, the square, you know. Notice the word Freemason equals 42. The capital G in Sumerian gematria, that's where you take the alphabetic order and multiply each letter times 6. So A is 6, B is 12, C is 18, D is 24, E is 30, F is 36, G is 42. The G is 42 like Freemason. Special number there, 42. Rick Ross is a Scottish Rite Freemason, as he reveals in the song. The official title for Scottish Rite is Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which equals 187. And this number gains its significance from the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, which is also what Kabbalah is based in. The Torah is 187 chapters long. 187. In Gematria, Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry also sums to 227. The reason that's important is because 227 is the 49th prime number. And this rapper who died is from Dallas. Dallas has the gematria of 49, like Scottish. And the day of his passing, August 3rd, 2018, date with 49 numerology. 8 plus 3 plus 20 plus 18, 49. Dallas rapper, murder by numbers. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry connections, through Rick Ross. Notice Dallas and Scottish are also 113. In case you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers, and I just want to pull up the Gematrinator calculator. Again, Derek, who found my research, got inspired by it. He went out and built this tool that made it easy for everyone to do. When you type in a word, you get 4 outcomes, and these are based on the 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order, forwards and backwards, and also forwards and backwards with the rules of numerology. So just the typical alphabetic order is English ordinal. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z is 26. And I just want you to see that Cancer in this 4, like chemo is 44, like kill is 44. Not a coincidence. Our entire language is built on this code. 4 is a number that's associated with death through ancient Chinese, much older than English. And a lot of Freemasonry's teachings come from the East, originally. So anyway, C Struggs supposedly dead from cancer, but really dead from ritual sacrifice, murder by a number, something that happens all the time when you're aware of the code. The rapper's name is C Struggs. Some numbers really jump out in his name. Put some notes up here on the screen if you want to read more about it, but the 48 jumps out in a big way because Freemason sums to 48 in Hebrew and in English. And a lot of Freemasonry parallels here. And just in recent days, surrounding his death, this story just came out about Hue Jackson losing his mother at 83, Betty Lee Jackson. This guy's a football coach. Talked about this many times before. Football 83, murder 83. It's his mother who died 83. He coaches the Cleveland Browns 83. Ohio, the birthplace of football. Thus why you would code 83 into Cleveland Browns, Cleveland being from Ohio. Mother dead on the 29th. Football in Ohio also have the Gematria 29. From the date of his mother's death, July 29th, to his upcoming birthday, he's going to turn 53 in the season of Super Bowl 53. Again, 53, big number in the NFL. The shape of the football is the Vesica Pisces, which equals 53 in Gematria. 53-man roster, 53-yard wide field. His mother has died 85 days before his 53rd birthday. And look, National Football League 85, Betty Lee Jackson 85. If you've ever seen that movie with Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr., Jerry Maguire, the football player that Cuba Gooding Jr. plays, he wears the number 85. His name is Tidwell in the film. 85, not a coincidence. Hollywood, run by Freemasonry and major Jewish influence. This code of Kabbalah, it's important to Judaism and Masonry. Again, Masonry is based in the Old Testament, the Jewish section of the Bible. But, just another example of 8338. Also, the suspect of the drive-by bicycle shooting, the man who killed George H.W. Bush's doctor. If you missed my earlier video on that, I covered how the doctor was killed July 20th, 38 days after George H.W. Bush's birthday. And the doctor's name, Hoshnick, Gematria of 38. Then the suspect kills himself on August 3rd. At least that's what's reported in the news. 3/8 or 8/3. So you learn this code in letters and numbers. You see how often these death, murder stories connect back to these same numbers. And I've been a broken record since 2013 explaining this. You learn this code, this simple code of letters and numbers, date numerology, and you just observe. And it's just day after day after day. You can prove your point over several hundred times per month, literally, just by following news stories. And if you haven't read my book, Letters and Numbers, Derek has it linked, which I appreciate, on this website he built. He's linked where you can pick up my book. If you just come to gematrinator.com and click book, it'll take... Oh, he has it linked through the Patreon page. The other way you can get to my book is go to freetofindtruth.blogspot.com. Well, if my internet would cooperate. But if you go to my blog, the top post will take you to a link of the. Normally it loads a lot faster than this. I think it's just my internet connection. If you come to my blog, freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, this top post, you just click the Etsy link. You can pick up the entire book for $5. 773 pages. You read the first 5 pages, you'll get more than $5 worth.